Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here with the biggest rumor of yesterday. That was Seth Rollins would be returning to WWE. This would be set for this summertime, I guess you can say, spring, whatever you consider June. The date that is sort of circled on everyone's calendar as of right now would be June 6th, which is a WWE Monday Night Raw coming to you live from Omaha. Seth Rollins is the guy that went down with an injury. Everybody can remember it happening. Everybody saw the video from overseas. Basically, he had Kane in the corner, went to do a flippity-do sort of powerbomb deal out of the corner. And basically, when his feet hit the floor, his knees buckled, and you just saw him completely just fall to the ground. And somewhere, out of the middle of just being a wrestler and knowing that you always have to find a way to finish the match, was able to actually sort of, crawl up and actually get the move and get the win over Kane, because at the time he was WWE champion, and you can't just have your champion lose a match. They have to always find a way to win. A lot like the I think it was an Intercontinental Championship match at SummerSlam involving Stone Cold Steve Austin and Owen Hart, where Owen powerbomb Stone Cold Steve, pile driver, right into the mat. Stone Cold Steve Austin ended up breaking his neck, and he ended up being a big part of wrestling as he was recovering from his neck injury. It was almost like if you were watching at that time, you didn't even really realize that Stone Cold was hurt, because they always found a way for him to be involved on Monday Night Raw in a lot of segments. Something was always going down until Stone Cold was able to come back and he was able to return. But with Rollins, Rollins just sort of disappeared. They set up the Survivor Series tournament, which was won by Roman Reigns, and then he was cashed in on by Sheamus, which ended up being sort of a dead run to finish out the year. Going into TLC, of course, Roman Reigns would win the championship again, I think right before the end of the year, and then it was almost like Roman Reigns versus Sheamus, featuring Vince McMahon making his return, trying to give it a little bit of a pop. But it wouldn't be until about the Royal Rumble that the title actually turned into meaning something yet once again. But I don't know, Rollins could go 1,000 different ways. When he was injured, you had Triple H come out there, sort of cut a promo saying that, they were going to fix him and he was going to come back stronger than ever. And at the same time, basically sort of saying that he dropped the ball and that he wasn't going to be the champion anymore. And of course, it was Triple H that had to step up to the plate and take the title back for the Authority at the Royal Rumble, by winning the Royal Rumble and then holding the championship, having the match against Dean Ambrose, having the match against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, and being in the main event. There's a few different things. If you want my dream situation, I want the club to actually mean something, and I would love to see, I guess you can say, the Balor Club, because I do believe that we are going to be seeing the return of, I guess it wouldn't be the return, I think it would be the debut of Finn Balor on the main roster, and then he would sort of steal Gallows and Anderson away from AJ Styles. That would sort of be, a little bit of a feud, AJ versus Finn. That would be great for AJ, be great for Finn, would be great for the fans to see great matches. And then by the time that is done, I don't want Rollins to come in and play second fiddle. I don't want him to even play third fiddle. I think that he was a great main eventer. He was one of those guys that when he was champion, I was a little bit negative against him. If you go back and watch a lot of my reviews, saying like, he squeaked out another win. He had to have the outside help from Kane. He had to have J&J security. But then once it was all said and done, and Rollins wasn't on the show anymore because Rollins was injured, that's when I sort of noticed, like, you really like this guy, Steve, and you really wish that he was still around. Which happens from time to time with guys, and it is what it is. You don't know what you have until it's gone, and I don't know. I would love to see, Rollins and Ambrose reunite with Roman Reigns. I think everybody's been looking for some sort of a Shield reunion for a long time. The Shield versus the Balor Club would be a great series of six-man matches. WWE has always really liked six-man matches, whether it was the League of Nations against the Wyatts feud. They started right after WrestleMania, but then with Bray Wyatt getting injured, they decided to go in a different direction. You got the Wyatts versus the Shield. I'm trying to think of what other some good six-mans there's been. The Shield wrestled great six-man matches for probably a good part of a year. You can think of a TLC match with Ryback, Daniel Bryan and Kane, I think is who it was. You can think of the match. I think Orton was in one of those at Elimination Chamber. No, Elimination Chamber was the Wyatts, but there was a lot of them. There was a lot of different combinations. Maybe it was Orton, Cena, and Sheamus was one of the teams that teamed up against the Shield. But Rollins returning. This is going to fill a big hole for WWE, and it's something that I'm really, really looking forward to.